Hey you, welcome back to the deep dive. Really glad you're joining us.
Yeah, great to be diving in again.
So, if these sessions are helping with your master's prep, maybe hit that like button or follow. It honestly keeps us going.
It really does. Okay, so today we're hitting day 26, part 2 from your vocabulary materials.
Right. And the mission today isn't just, learning definitions by rote.
No, not at all. We want you to really get these words, feel how they operate in context.
Exactly, that aha moment. So you can boost your reading comprehension for the exam and just, well, generally.
We'll look at examples, see how they connect to related words, maybe even how they might pop up in academic stuff like exam sentences.
Ready to make these words really sink in.
Let's do it. It's always interesting how words cluster around certain concepts, like the idea of being drawn towards something, which brings us to tempt.
Okay, tempt, so like to entice someone, lure them in.
Pretty much. The example given is the offer of free credit tempted her into buying a new car. See that pull, that attractive offer?
Yeah, it makes you want to do it. What's the sort of feeling behind tempt?
It often taps into a desire, maybe for something nice or easy. And if you give in.
Then you experience temptation, the noun.
Exactly. That's the urge itself, the feeling of being drawn to that thing you were tempted by. Like you resisting the temptation of free credit if you're trying to budget.
Got it. Okay. Now, slightly different. We have attempt. She never attempted to explain her behavior, or they made no attempt to escape. This feels more about trying, right? Making an effort.
Yes, attempt is really focused on the act of trying, initiating something. Doesn't matter yet if you succeed or fail, you made the attempt.
So how does that square with endeavor, the U.S. spelling?
Good question. Both mean trying, but endeavor implies, well, a much more serious, sustained effort, like real determination.
Ah, okay. So you might attempt a quick fix, but you'd endeavor on a big project.
Exactly. Look at the examples. Please make every endeavor to arrive on time. That suggests serious effort, planning maybe, and I will endeavor to do my best for my country. That's a deep commitment to try your hardest.
That distinction helps a lot. Attempt is the try. Endeavor is the hard try. Okay, what about lure? That sounds like it's back towards tempt.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Supermarket chains try to lure customers with price discounts.
So attracting with something enticing, is lure always sort of tricky or negative?
It can be. It often has that sense of bait. But it depends. You could say the beautiful scenery lured tourists, which is positive.
Okay.
But it can also imply a trap, like luring someone into a scam.
Yeah.
Context is everything.
Right. Now, totally different feeling. Contempt.
Oh, yeah. Strong word.
The firefighters showed a contempt for their own safety, and she looked at him with contempt.
It's more than just dislike, isn't it?
Much more. It's looking down on something or someone, seeing them as worthless, inferior, a real lack of respect bordering on disgust.
And the adjective is contemptuous, showing that feeling.
Exactly. Very strong negative judgment. Okay, switching gears a bit. Contemplate. The government has contemplated reforming the entire tax system.
This sounds like thinking.
Deep thinking. Careful consideration. It's not a snap judgment. You contemplate something when you're really weighing it up, mulling it over.
Gotcha. Okay, that wraps up the tempt group. Let's move to the creature family. Starting, obviously, with create.
Makes sense. The government plans to create more jobs. That's intentional, bringing something into existence.
Right. But then the announcement only succeeded in creating confusion. That sounds unintentional.
It can be both. Causing something, whether you meant to or not. And from create, we get.
Creation, the thing you made, and creative, the quality of being able to make new things.
Spot on. Which leads us to creature. It is awesome to see these magnificent creatures in flight. Animals, usually.
Yeah, but the other example, dogs are more social creatures than cats. Still animals. But couldn't it apply to people sometimes? Like he's a creature of habit. Absolutely. It could refer to any living being, and sometimes humans, often with a specific characteristic implied, like your creature of habit example. Maybe slightly whimsical or even a bit negative sometimes.
Okay, good nuance. Then there's concrete, as in, I like facts, things that are concrete.
Tangible, real, specific, the opposite of abstract.
And then there's the material, concrete. The pathway is formed from large pebbles set in concrete. Is there a link?
I think so. Both relate to something solid, firm, real, not just an idea. You want concrete evidence, right? Something solid you can point to.
Yeah, makes sense. Solid evidence, solid material.
Okay, moving on to words around existence.
Exactly. Let's start with being. Dolphins are highly intelligent beings.
So like a living thing. How's it different from just saying living thing?
It often implies consciousness, intelligence, maybe even a soul for some, like humans, dolphins. But it also has that more philosophical sense.
Ah, like in we do not know exactly how life first came into being. Existence itself.
Precisely. That state of existing. Then, more specifically, we have species. Biological term. The living environment of those species, or many species of dogs, just means a specific type, biologically.
Correct. A distinct category of organism. And that brings us to existence itself.
The idea has been in existence for centuries, just being around.
Right. And look at this exam sentence. But we are now knowledgeable enough to reduce many of the risks that threaten the existence of earlier humans. Why is existence key here?
Well, it's talking about their survival, right? Whether they continue to live, to be. Understanding existence means you get the severity of the threat.
Absolutely critical meaning there. Okay, let's talk results, consequences, starting with consequently.
She was a bright and eager student and consequently did well in school. It's like a connector, showing cause and effect.
Exactly. Because she was bright and eager, the result was doing well. It flags that result.
And the noun is just consequence. Parents have spent years raising us up. As a consequence, they should be supported. The outcome, the result.
Perfect. Now, how about vain? I knocked loudly in the vain hope that someone might answer. What kind of hope is that?
Vain here means useless, unsuccessful. The hope didn't pan out.
Exactly. It didn't achieve the desired outcome. And the idiom in vain.
All our efforts were in vain means they were pointless, achieved nothing, wasted effort.
Precisely. No success despite trying.
Okay.
Okay, let's shift again. Thinking about series, sequences, fragments. First up, sequence.
He had to attend a sequence of meetings, and the tasks had to be performed in a particular sequence. It sounds like order matters.
It does. One thing after another, in a specific order, not just random.
And related is subsequent. Developments will be dealt with in a subsequent report. So, the next report?
The one that comes after, following in time. That's subsequent. Then we have serial.
Two meanings here. This is a classic drama serial, like a TV show in parts.
Right, a story told in installments, but also an adjective. He displayed his photo ID and serial number.
Meaning part of a sequence or an order, like a serial number on money?
Exactly. Occurring in a series, and then series itself, like in the exam sentence. A series of fires led to the construction.
So a series of just means more than one, a chain of events.
Yes, multiple fires, one after another, contributing to the outcome, not just a single event.
Got it. And finally in this group, episode. This episode crystallizes the irony. Referring to men talking more in public but less at home, what's an episode here?
It's like a specific instance, a particular event or segment within a larger story or situation, a snapshot that illustrates something bigger.
Okay, like one scene or event that reveals a pattern. Makes sense. Now for the count group, starting with counter.
Right. Multiple meanings again. Ticket counter area. That's a physical thing.
Yeah, the desk where you buy tickets, but then it runs counter to the existing literature. That means opposite.
Yes, to go against, to oppose, completely different meaning.
And don't forget over-the-counter for medicines without a prescription.
Good point. Okay, then account. We saw bank accounts in the exam sentence about entrepreneurs with huge amounts of money.
Right, where you keep your money. But it also means like a story or explanation, a description.
It does. And super useful phrasal verb, account for.
Meaning, explain. Like, the poor weather may have accounted for the small crowd. It was the reason.
Yes, it explains the reason. Or it can mean to make up a certain part of a total, like this group accounts for 10% of the population.
Okay, so money, place, explanation, reason, proportion. Lots packed into account. And related, accountant.
The person who deals with those financial accounts. Straightforward, now counterpart.
The foreign minister held talks with his Chinese counterpart. So the person with the same job in the other country?
Exactly. Your opposite number.
And the exam sentence.
Unlike their absolutist counterparts in the Gulf, talking about royal families.
So other royal families in a similar position, but maybe different styles, their equivalents elsewhere.
Precisely. People or things that correspond to each other in different contexts. Next, encounter.
I had never encountered such resistance, or the encounter between a man and a dolphin. Sounds like a meeting.
Yes. Often an unexpected meeting, or maybe the first time meeting. Can be neutral, challenging, or even amazing, like the dolphin example.
Right. Then contrary. Contrary to popular belief, many cats dislike milk. So this signals The opposite is true.
Exactly. It sets up something that goes against common assumption.
Yeah.
And you can use on the contrary to strongly disagree.
Got it. And lastly here, discount. Easy one. Negotiate a discount. Price reduction.
Usually, yes. Okay, final pair. Dealing with separation. First, isolate.
Patients with the disease should be isolated, keep them separate, and engineers isolated the gas supply, shut it off, separate it.
Yes, the core idea is separation, keeping something apart often for safety or control.
So how is insulate different? Homeowners are being encouraged to insulate their homes.
Insulate is more about creating a barrier, often against heat, sound, or electricity. It's about protection through separation maybe, blocking something out.
Ah, okay. Like putting in material, the insulation to stop heat loss, it's a protective layer.
Exactly. Isolate is pure separation. Insulate is protection via a barrier.
We've covered a lot there. From day 26, part 2.
We really have. And hopefully, you see, it's not just about the dictionary definition. It's how these words connect, contrast, and function in real sentences, like those exam examples.
Yeah, that's the key for your prep. Understanding them in context. That's what really builds that reading skill for the master's exam.
Absolutely. So maybe go back to your day 26 materials now. Look at these words again with these connections in mind.
Think about where else you might encounter them, what might run counter to what you first thought. Actively playing with them helps cement the understanding.
Couldn't agree more.
And hey, if this deep dive helped clear things up or spark some connections for you, we'd love a like, a follow, maybe share it. It helps others find it too.
Definitely appreciate it. We're already excited for the next one.
Yeah. So until then, maybe think about this. What other connections can you start making between these words or between these and other things you're studying? Food for thought.
Great question to leave you with. See you next time.
See you then.